Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. Hope you're all very well with our latest movie review. I'm going to have a look at a little UK title today that's come out called Homeless Ashes. Please, if you're new to the channel, you want to see some little review vlogs of movies, TV, drama, information vlogs on stuff that's coming out on DVD, etc., and stuff that's coming to the cinema. Obviously, as I'm recording this, they'll soon be reopening, thankfully, after the COVID crisis. Yeah, so we're going to have a look at Homeless Ashes today. Please, if you're new, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications, make sure your notifications set to public so you know when these little reviews are coming out. Homeless Ashes is 15 hours and 57 minutes, and it's a drama about a young man called Frankie. It'll start off when he's a younger man, and he runs away from home at a very early age due to abuse from his father to his mother, and he just can't take any more. And obviously it's he attempts to survive life on the streets, and obviously he survives from a very young man to a man, basically. And obviously this is his story. It's acted and directed by Mark Zammit, who's done a few things. So I think this is his directorial debut. It could be, but I know he's acted in a few films. The film itself won a few minor film awards and nominations. It still stars Hector Bateman Harden as young Frankie. You'll know him from series Endeavour and Holmes and Watson, the film. Mark Zammit himself obviously plays the older Frankie. You'll know him from Rise of the Foot Soldier, TV series in the UK, The Bill and Law and Order. Jason Fleming stars. Obviously you'll know him from Benjamin Button and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Lou Temple stars. You'll know him from The Walking Dead and the recent Unstoppable film. James May, obviously you'll know this young man from Jamie May, not James May. I'm thinking of the wrong guy, aren't I? If you know James May, it's certainly not James May. It's Jamie May. Has appeared in Casualty and Lucid, a film quite recently. So is it any good? Yeah, well, it's doing okay. There's nothing on Rotten Tomatoes as I'm recording this, and obviously these scores do go up and down. I mean, this is as at the time I'm recording this vlog. Internet Movie Database rated is 6.3 out of 10. Just for your information, I started writing this up about a week ago, and I think it was 6.8 out of 10. So it has dropped a little bit. You got more reviews, or 316 reviews in total. And some of the comments made about the film: thought-provoking and emotive, moving and powerful, gut-wrenching, heartwarming, superb, emotive, solid, amazing for a low-budget film, emotionally moving, gritting with plenty of heart, realism captures your heart, focuses the mind, cracking, poignant, brilliant first film. I think he's obviously getting at the debut of Mark Zammit there. Sensitive and touching, hard-hitting portrayal of homelessness in London. I must admit I was struggling to find any real negative reviews, even though it's not the highest of scores. This is at 6.3 out of 10. Everyone was being quite positive about it. And I think the main reason is because, if we get onto my little movie game nostalgia review, my MGN review, is it's pretty poor acting all the way through, to be honest with you. It's not... Some acting's okay, some of it's sort of borderline, but some of it's downright wooden, to be honest with you. And it is a low budget effort, but I think because it sort of covers so many things, I think people are giving it a fair crack of the whip. I mean, fair crack of the whip, you know, as far as liking it's concerned, because you do get a sort of look at obviously very Frankie when he's a young man, an abusive household, and he sort of does a run as a very young man. So I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more of his early years, but on consideration of the low budget movie, obviously it would have had to been shot at London a number of years earlier. So obviously, as far as actually budget's concerned, it was easy to film the older man, if you like. He's obviously in his 20s in this, so probably up to 30. I'm not too sure of his age. Obviously, if he was scrubbed up and obviously shaved his beard off, he might be a bit young, look a bit younger. But yeah, so I can understand why it's not filmed a lot of because I'd love to know the young lad who run away, how he coped on the street. And obviously, I know it's not a documentary, I always go on about this, don't I? But I would have liked to have seen it put on film, because there's certain elements of this you realise it is taken, probably has been taken from real life. So yeah, so obviously we do get the older guy. I wouldn't have minded a film looking at the younger, but perhaps someone can do that, looking at how our young lad would survive in that circumstance. I don't obviously have any real knowledge of homelessness from a homelessness point of view. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a true reflection, but the characters did feel real. There's a lot of little characters that he stumbles across, and they do feel real, both good and bad, and in between. I mean, obviously you get your good characters, you get your bad character, your personalities, and obviously you get those in between. And it sort of reinforms us that, if we didn't already know, that there's so many reasons to be homeless, and this film sort of reminds us of that, the different people from different backgrounds that are homeless. You just put them all into one sort of pot, don't you? But there's so many reasons that these people are homeless, and it's not just mental problems; it's other psychological problems, it's emotional torment, etc. As in Frankie's case in this film. So that's why I think it's scoring okay, because it does show an interesting story and an interesting feel to it. And it does have it's one of these stories that perhaps it's a bit too blasé in its ending and a bit too feel good, and it doesn't. Perhaps it's, but it does show a lot of the grittier side of it. So I'll let it get away with the ending, which is anyway. It's a nice ending. Put it that way. I'm not going to give too much away by the ending, but obviously presentation-wise, the acting does let it down a little bit, but I think people are giving it the benefit of the doubt because of the actual subject matter, to be honest with you, and it does make up for the acting with the story and a message. And I say it certainly did interest me and kept me interested. It's nearly 2 hours, so I mean, a lot of these films I would be saying, oh, it could have been half an hour shorter, but yeah, I mean, it was fine. I never got bored with it. It was quite interesting, as I said. But if you want top quality Oscar-winning acting, you don't like sort of corny acting and a mishmash of actors, then please, this isn't the film to you. But you want to be reminded of a few things of life, if you sat there in your nice warm home with your feet up, with your popcorn and your coffee or your beer, and you're watching this, it sort of reminds you of things, doesn't it? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with reminding you of other things that are going on in the world while you sit there quite comfortable. So it's certainly not an eye-opener, because we're aware of this and we've seen it before, but it's a reminder, isn't it? And I think Homeless Ashes does that. Score-wise, as I said, it's got dropped to 6.3 on Internet Movie Database. So, I mean, my movie game nostalgia rating is going to be a little slightly higher. I'm going to get a 6.5 out of 10. It certainly would have got a lot more if it had been again presented and acted better, but 6 point, if you know my score, 6.5 is quite good for me. So I'm going to give it a better than watchable rating of 6.5 out of 10. And please watch it and say, don't make a comment about the rubbish acting. And say I've really sort of put that to one side and just watch the film for the actual content and the story, which does knock you down and lift you up. So that's all I can say. That's Homeless Ashes. 15 rating, 1 hour and 57 minutes a drama. If you get to see it, let me know in the comments below what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching this with me today. Please check my little links on Twitter, which will be up on screen. Also on Facebook. If you type into Facebook Bernard Deneen, if Twitter's not your thing, you prefer Facebook, please type in Bernard Deneen and I'll come up there. And also moviegamenostalgia.com, if you can go on my little website for old rare DVDs, movie posters and board games on there. So if it's thumbs up to you, you can find a time to do that. Anyway, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining me today. What are we going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. Let's all look after each other, especially after watching this film. It made me want to go out and buy a butty or two for somebody. But then again, under the current circumstances, I think some of the homeless have been temporarily, anyway, taken off the streets, haven't they? I'm sure they will be back, unfortunately. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you can join me again for something similar very, very soon. This is Bernard Deneen saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.